Hey everybody, how's it going? Hopefully you guys don't get too much wind noise today. As you guys can see, it's pretty black to the south there. We have a major storm front blowing in. I actually wanted to go do some more cutting today, but the wind's doing this, and definitely a day to stick around the homestead and batten down the hatches. I got my firewood ready, and we're just preparing for what they're saying could be an epic storm. You Manitobans out there know, we've been hearing about this on the news for the last 4 or 5 days. Anyhow, today's video, I want to talk about this Ramhorn pipe, and more in regards to, does it make the saw faster? I had a ton of comments on this saw and pipe combination. You guys saw my last video. If you haven't, go one video before, or 2 videos before this. Last week on Wednesday, I dropped that video. And I was cutting hardwood, oak, frozen oak with this saw. And the difference to me was night and day over how it runs stock with a stock muffler. Now, this is a stock, what year is this? 2022 572 XP. I've done nothing to it. It's broken in. It has some time on it, but other than that, it is a bone stock saw. Now, you guys know that hang around here, I mess around with porting and modifications. But sometimes, friends, a good pipe will do what you need to do. Now, Buckin designed this pipe, and he was interested in me testing it because, of course, if you're going to put something out there in the world, you want to know that it works. So, even me personally, if I have a saw that's good, or I think is good, I'd love to send it to Buckin and have him run it, and we can compare notes. So, today's video, non-science science. What we're going to do is, I have the same bar and chain as the last cutting video. I'll probably throw a clip from that video somewhere around here so you guys can see this saw running. Okay, same bar and chain. I'm going to run the same fuel. I'm going to run DGP bar oil, which again, friends, the more I use that stuff, the more I'm very impressed with that oil. Is it cheap? No, it's not cheap, but I've never run a bar oil in winter that functions like this DGP. But anyways, you guys have seen the testing on that. I tested it in cold weather. Let's move on. Okay, today's video, all I'm going to do, I'm going to fuel this saw up. I took a piece of elm, frozen elm that's been sitting in a pile outside all winter. I put it in my bucking stand. Now my bucking stand is sunken into the ground and frozen. So I'm going to try and keep my cuts as straight as possible to be able to recreate it. But I took a 16, 18-inch piece of frozen elm, and let's make a couple of cuts with the pipe, and then let's put the stock muffler back on. Okay, that's all we got to do. We can unbolt this pipe and we can bolt this stock muffler back on, and let's make a couple of cuts with the stock muffler again and see. My trigger dyno tells me this saw wraps up way quicker and it seems to have more pull in the cut. With this muffler, and I mean, bless the designer's hearts, friend, I'm not beating up Husqvarna. Their hands are tied with the modern noise rules and emissions rules. They have to put these on, friends. And like Buckin calls it, this looks like Mr. Potato Head. This pipe is so choked up, the air has to come down, up, and around, and then out, okay? The reason why engineers put these pipes on new saws or mufflers is to meet the requirements that are specified, the rules, okay? And then they have to take these saws, and I'm guessing they submit them for testing, okay? That's the only reason. So some people will message me and they'll say, well, if that was better, why don't they put that on a stock saw? Well, friends, they have to run stuff like this. They don't have a choice anymore. So that's why these are the way they are. One disadvantage of these pipes, they are loud. Now, some people have said that's far too loud. I understand. I have hearing damage, friends. I have tinnitus in both ears, years and years of loud music, loud trucks, motorcycles, and mainly working on construction sites and in automotive shops without hearing protection. But honestly, friends, if you guys on the channel will notice when I'm running a saw, I am always running good, 20 dB, 25 dB counseling ear protection devices, ear defenders. If you wear these, the noise, it is what it is, friends. You're not going to be bothered by the noise. And whether you're running a stock saw or one of these, I would recommend running a good pair of ear defenders. So, and if I'm not wearing ear defenders, I wear plugs. And sometimes I wear plugs and ear defenders. But anyways, I'll bring you guys in. Let's put fuel and oil in the saw. Let's warm it up. And let's go to the bucking stand and make a couple of bucks. Okay, I'll grab my ear defenders. You young guys out there, seriously, if one thing I can recommend, wear these. You only get one pair of ears, and when you start getting ringing in your ears like I have, it's too late. Okay. I've never read the owner's manual on this, but I'm going to pump it so many times. Okay, full choke all the way up and out. Let's see how a 572 starts after one choke. I got a little burr on this handle. It bothers me. I'm going to have to fix that. 1, 2. This thing usually fires 3 pulls every time. Then it'll be 2 more pulls usually. Let this thing run, and we'll do some cuts. Here we are, bucking stand. I got it strapped in there fairly tight. There is snow on here, but we're going to cut through the snow. Okay, this saw's been run. I did a couple of test cuts just to make sure there's enough temperature in the cylinder because it is cold. Okay. I guess what I'll do, friends, I'll do one just straight cut, no dogs, and one with the dogs. We'll call this thing good. Okay, friends, let's put the stock pipe back on. Okay, I grab this. Again, no trickery. This is just non-science science, friends, okay? One bolt here. Hopefully I don't burn myself, but I want to do this same conditions, temperature, everything. Because like I said, I want to know. I tried to lean on the saw enough in my dogged in cut. Now, friends, you might notice the saw cuts better not dogged in. This is a gentleman's saw. This is a finesse saw. You got to be smooth to run one of these. Is what I've noticed. Whew, that's hot, friends. That's real hot. Okay, pull this off, and oh, she's hot. She's real hot. Okay, here's the saw. I just want to make sure you guys can see. There's no trickery here. I'm gonna bring you guys right in. Okay, here, maybe I'll just go like this. There you guys go. Okay, 2 bolts, heat shield, muffler. Okay, now all I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna put this back on like this. Oh yeah, that's right, friends. I gotta change the bolts. What did I do with that? I thought I brought them outside. Give me a second here. I gotta go grab the bag of bolts. Okay, and again, I want to get this done before the storm hits. Okay. Hoping I can get this in here. Oh, I'm gonna have to take the top cover off. Okay, we'll take the top cover off. There we go. Let's have a look at the piston while I'm in here. Why not? Oh yeah, she looks like brand new, because she is pretty much. This saw is very, very new. And again, friends, it's been fun. I've never had a brand new saw, ever. So. Okay, just twirl these in. I don't even think I'm going to put the bottom bolts in. I want to keep this cylinder warm. Because, friends, I'm not running this with a stock pipe. That's not something that I'm interested in. Now, I get it. Some people are not into the pipes. That's okay. I like a faster saw. And I mean, friends, I could tow what I tow with a gas truck, but I'm the guy that drives a 7.3 Power Stroke. Why? It's got more power for towing. That's why I drive this truck. But I mean, some people tow with a gas jobby. I did for years, and it did fine. But, you know, to each their own. This is just non-science science. Typical Husqvarna. I've run this thing for a day. Air filter is completely shiny and clean. That's one of the reasons why I love Husqvarna saws. Their air filtration is just miles ahead of everybody else's, is what I find. Okay, there you go. Stock pipe, no trickery, as it came. And let's put this thing back in the wood. Okay, friends, same saw, same piece of wood. I made 2 warm-up cuts with this saw just now to make sure there was equal head temps. And let's do this. I got the decomp pushed. Now, friends, right away, this saw is super lazy. Now, friends, one thing that pipe does, and I can feel it, and it is hailing, and it's stinging me, but this is what we do for YouTube, friends. The throttle response on this saw is so lazy now. That enough alone is enough to run that pipe. Listen. Okay, let's go and review the data. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that little impromptu test. my raw data, I did more cutting than what I'm going to show you guys in today's video, but on average, cut for cut, trying to do things exactly the same, and again, it's all operator, the Ramhorn pipe is average 25 to 30% faster in the cut is what I was seeing, between 2 and 3 seconds in every cut on a 10-second cut roughly, is what I was seeing. That is substantial. Think, if you took a 7 horsepower saw and added 2 to 3 horsepower onto it, that would be a pretty strong port job, wouldn't it? Well, with this, what I'm seeing is, a 13-second cut could be 10 seconds if you bolt these Ramhorn pipes on. So, kind of interesting. Takes a saw that I probably wouldn't run. Friends, I'm going to say this. I wouldn't run my 572 stock in hardwood for falling. It's a little lazy getting on the pipe, and it doesn't quite have the pull. What I noticed with the Ramhorn, it's creating torque in the cut. I had to feather that 572 stock. And again, some people were saying you got to put more time on it. That saw's broken in. I have run it off camera quite a bit. It was also in the south, getting that pipe made up. He ran it a bit, and I put 3 or 4 tanks on it before it left. So the saw's past the 10 tank mark, and I put a couple of tanks on it the other day. It's well broken in. It is what it is, friends. But again, you bolt a good pipe onto that saw, and it's a game changer. So anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I was pretty amazed at the results. I knew right away, as soon as we were over there cutting, when I fired that saw up and put it in the wood, I was like, wow, this thing really woke up. Not all saws wake up the same with a pipe, but this is one of those saws. These auto tunes really, really wake up when you open up the muffler or put a pipe on it. So anyhow, thanks for watching. Take her easy, and I'll see you guys in a couple days. Later.